What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to SteveBussaGS. We got another scorecard reaction for y'all, and you already know what it is. Let's get it. Hey, yo, GSGang. What is going on, family? Yo, we're gonna talk for a little bit. Get ready for a nice intro. It is the last MGK reaction on the channel for 2022, baby, but it's the last one of the year. It's big. This is big. I would have had this done weeks ago. I was waiting on Petty Crocker to spit this for me. She was supposed to perform this, and then I was going to react to her version of it. EST let me down. I thought y'all had my back. But nah, I wanted to make sure we got this. I wanted to make sure I had a chance to kick it with y'all before the year ended. There's some stuff to talk about, dog, especially with the re-emergence of MGK coming back into the hip-hop scene and shit like that. Like, I feel like there's some good conversations to have about what we can expect next year, where my where my mindset is with everything and shit. And it's gonna be interesting. I want to address some of the conversations that I've seen on like Twitter and things like that. So one of the things was Rust. That was a big thing I want to talk about. Like, do you feel like in a hip-hop format, on a hip-hop beat, do you feel like he's going to be able to deliver and perform and hold up to at least the caliber that he had reached previously in hip-hop, if not some form of elevation from there? And to say that, I say this, I'm not sure that the people who are making those comments actually tapped in with the pop punk music to the degree of actually listening to the lyrics, right? Because one of the big reasons that I was even like into doing it, like pop punk isn't really my thing, you know what I mean? I've said that repeatedly on this channel, but one of the reasons I was able to get into it as much as I was is because it was still well written. You know what I mean? Like, the lyricism was still there. It wasn't like necessarily bubblegum. Now, was there, what are things tropey and stuff like that? Yes, absolutely. I think every single genre has its tropes that you're going to feed into that kind of give life and sound to what makes that genre that genre. You feel me? I'm not worried about the lyrical content. Delivery or like the actual, like, you know what I'm saying, coming up with new cadences, like all that other shit. If somebody wasn't making music like at all, then maybe I could see that. But like, he hasn't taken any time off. Like, this isn't like a hiatus. He was still creating and performing and tuned in the studio, listening to the fucking beats, creating them. Like those are transferable skills. It's not like one day, like, oh, I fucking listened to fucking pop punk for the last 6 months. Now all of a sudden, everything that I know about rap is gone. Like, nah, it doesn't work like that, though. It doesn't work like that. If anything, from experience, right, as a battle rapper, from experience as a writer. If you guys, not even rap, take music out of it. As a writer, there's something that happens when you take time off or you step away from something and you get like, it gets rid of the writer's block. It gives you like an entire new, fresh perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's such thing as burnout as a writer, to where it's just like you don't want to, you feel like you're creating the same shit over and over again. So I'm not worried about that. And here's the best thing that I could say about why. MGK has lived a lot of life since the time that he moved from hip-hop to create pop-punk music. Which means that there is a lot of story to tell. There's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of, like, look at all the shit that he's dealt with, right? I am not expecting the hip-hop album to be club bangers. I am not expecting the hip-hop album to be, I'm not even really expecting it to be commercial. Do I think there's going to be, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's still a signed artist. He's still a commercial artist. You know what I mean? Is it going to be fucking some gritty underground album of the fucking year in the hip-hop? Like, probably not. But is it going to be fucking dope? And is it actually going to be, like, story-driven and derivative and real from his own personal experiences? Absolutely. I think we're going to hear about dealing with fans that are upset because they're pop punk fans and he's in the scene and the attention that he got. I think you're going to have fans who, I think he's going to be addressing people who dropped him entirely, weren't really fans of MGK, but they were fans of certain rap songs maybe that he was doing. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it was more dedication to the genre than the artist. Like, there's a lot to address just with that. Not even talking about the relationship stuff and the family stuff that he's been through. Not even talking about the industry and the argument with the blogs. You think we're not going to see shots at the fucking blog sites and shit like that after all the shade that was being thrown left and right? You don't think we're going to get some hip-hop energy with some of the beef with the fucking pop-punk bands? Like, dog, we might... There's a lot to talk about that won't be generic, tropey hip-hop bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, the best hip-hop, in my opinion, tends to come when it's real, when it's curating and narrating your actual life and experiences. And what people, I think, are overlooking is that the time away from the hip-hop scene, he was doing a lot of living. Like, there's a lot to talk about. There's a story that people want to hear about. You know what I mean? Like, so my hopes are high. Now, what comes with that are also high expectations, which means that the bar is set there. Like, I think he has a lot of pressure on him. I do. I think there's a lot of pressure. I think that pressure, though... I mean, this is such a generic thing, right? It's going to go one way or the other. It's either going to be fucking dope and he's not going to, like, fold and it's going to come out and be emotional, or it's going to be too much and, you know what I mean? It's going to sound too derivative and too overthought and, like, trying to be too conceptual. You know what I mean? Like, it is possible to overdo it, specifically in this genre. We're coming back and having, like, so many eyes. And, like, here's the thing, man. It's ironic that the last album with, like the tickets to my downfall concept. There's going to be people from every perspective that are going to actively want this to be bad for one reason or another. You're going to have people who came in because they only fuck with pop punk music, and that's all they know him for. That's all the new people and shit like that. And like, he's gonna have to deal with that. Like, there's not that he hasn't already, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there's going to be that toxic pushback, putting my values and my expectations onto an artist and everything like that. When it comes to the pop punk fans, the hip hop fans are like, he's coming in from what I'm reading and shit like that. Like, you're coming in already like, they don't want to like it. They want to be proven right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not just talking about like the beef between stands and all that other shit. I'm talking about like just general hip hop. Like, there are a lot of people who hold true to the values where it's like, yo, you turned your back on the genre. You went and do this because whether they don't know the research of, you know, him doing the shit the entire time, they didn't tap in with the Kelly visions. There's a lot of reasons, but it's not like just this. Like, you need to understand. Like, I think EST, and y'all, I don't give a fuck. Like, we keep it 100 here, right? EST has a lot of victim culture from what I've seen, specifically on Twitter, right? Where it's like everything is like this woe is me, everything's coming like bad down, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of that's happening with that, and I feel like specifically with MGK, there's going to be that kind of like just want to see him fail. I don't know how else to say it. Like, there's going to be that kind of like I don't know. But anyway, I digress. I think that there's expect a lot of that negativity to come through. I lost my train of thought. Expect that negativity to come through, and try your best not to be affected by it. Like I would say with literally. Oh, that's what I was going to say. What I was going with that is not a specific to EST, like with the victim mentality type thing. I'll give you an example just with this channel. If you look at South Africa has a huge issue in the hip-hop scene where there's a split between Amapiano, which is the type of music over there, and rap artists, because Amapiano it started to blow up and shit like that you have rap artists who are doing that because that's where the money's at, and then you have like the fans who are like, oh, you turned your back on the genre. That's happened in a different country. Nigeria is doing the same thing between Afro beats and hip-hop, where like that's where the money's at, so people are doing it. It's not an MGK thing. It is just a fucking music fan mentality thing that happens around the world with different cultures and shit like that. So like, it's almost like you would have to be naive to think that MGK wouldn't get that reaction when you have entire cultures who have been tapped in the entire time who are dealing with the same thing. It's like, it's human nature. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like fucking targeted specific assault. Now, does that make you feel better? You know what I'm saying? If you're one of the EST cats who are like super in and like statuses affect you and shit like that. No, I see a lot of hyper emotional EST cats. I see y'all. And like, it's not, maybe that doesn't make you feel better because that other people are going through it too, because you guys are very locked in, you know, with MGK's personal emotions and like Coulson's emotions, not MGK's and shit like that. And the fact that he has that kind of connection with EST and shit like that with us as fans, like, I think that's beautiful. But it does tend to, like, that's the downside. The downside of that is that it feels targeted. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, why does everybody only hate MGK? You know how many times I fucking read that? They don't do this to X, Y, and Z. It's only MGK. Like, y'all gotta get outside of the bubble of who you listen to, right? Like, with stan culture, whether it's EST or any specific thing, like, you can't, how do I word this? The less artists and the less experience that you have, you know, in music worldly, you know what I'm saying? Like, the more it's going to feel targeted. But like, once you start getting out of that bubble, if you listen to different artists, a lot of different artists, like, I can talk like that because I have this channel. Prior to this channel, I'd have been there with y'all. I'm not listening to 100 different artists a week like I am now. You know what I mean? So like, I get it. This is just my thoughts. I'm just talking to y'all. This is just my end of the year rant and decompression and shit like that. These are the thoughts that are going through my head. But it's like, yeah, man, like, expand. Like, when it comes to stan culture and people fall so in love with one specific artist and one, you know what I'm saying, like, one storyline, and that's the music, that's the only music I like, he's the great, blah, 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 and all this other shit. And it's like, regardless of who that is, chances are those things that happen are universal. You know what I'm saying? And like, hopefully that find a little solace. Find a little solace in that. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying? As somebody who's like, reports and taps in with people all with different cultures and shit like that all over the country, dog. Don't matter what the language is, don't matter what continent you on, like, dog, like, this is the same shit happens everywhere. And like, MGK has been through way worse shit already than what I think the backlash is gonna be. But there's definitely gonna be backlash. You know what I mean? Like, he can't there's no amount of perfection of this album that's gonna come out that's gonna alleviate any type of criticism. It doesn't exist. He could be fucking God. He could fucking get into necromancy, resurrect Tupac, and drop a collab album, and he's still gonna get fucking hate for it. Like, it's like, there's not, like, but he's in the industry his whole life. He knows that. So maybe, like, he gets pushed to the side for this. Now, predictions on the type of album that I think we're gonna get is, I do think it's gonna be extremely emotional. I don't think we're getting necessarily, like, we might get a track that's hard body. We might get like a hard body track. But I do think this is going to be very, very, I don't want to say like, it's like intimate almost, right? I think we're going to get a lot of conversations about his feelings and his responses to those feelings that are being projected onto him about family and love and relationships, the things that he's seen, the comments on his fucking, like, there's so much shit, dog. There's a lot of stuff. I think that's what we're going to get. And then I think we'll get a track, maybe 2 tracks, probably 1 track, right? You'll probably get your one Fluid 13 joint that's in there. That's just a little different, right? That he beat his chest a little bit harder. Maybe he name dropped some bloggers or something like that. Like, you might get like one of them. But I think the project as a whole, less than 13 tracks. I think it'll be less than 13 tracks. I think it will be a more intimate album for his first one back into the hip-hop genre, just to get, like, almost thinks an EP would be better. Just to get the initial shit out of the, like, they're going to talk shit no matter what when that first rap album drops. Let me put out a 7-piece. You know what I'm saying? Let me put out a 7-piece EP real quick. Let them get all the shit talking that they want out of there, and then let me drop a full-fledged album after that. I personally think that would be the best way of going about it, from get rid of the toxicity and shit like that, so that people can focus and pay attention to the art. I would say make the album 11 fucking track album, get it like, yo, full, maybe 12. Give me a 12 track album, everything top to bottom done. And then the track that you cut off of that, put that together on an EP, drop that first, get the fucking haters out of the way. Everybody who's there's at it, drop the album. That's my 2 cents. I'm done talking. Anything else you want to talk about? EST, blah, blah, blah. I want to send y'all love. I hope happy holidays, whatever the hell it is that you're celebrating. I hope that you guys are healthy. I hope you get everything you want from fucking Santa and all the other shit. I don't know, jolly shit. I felt like talking with y'all. But we're going to get into this. Taurus, so this is a lyric video. I know there's a music video, as always, with these signed artists and shit like that. I'll check the music video myself afterwards. We're going to tap in. We're going to see what this is hitting for, see what this sound like. I don't know if this is rap, or if this is still pop punk, or if this is just music. I have no idea what this is going to be. But we're going to check it out. We're going to tap in. I'm excited for it. Did y'all watch the movie? Did you enjoy it? Give me your reviews. Give me like a 1 to 100 for the music, for the movie review down in the comments. I was told to react to this and then check the movie out after that, so that's probably going to happen this weekend. Yeah, let me know what y'all think about that, and let's get into it, baby. Do me a favor, run the gauntlet, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, a little bell notification guy. We about to eat, baby. Let's go. This has Naomi Wild on it. If memory serves, this is definitely not their first time collabing. They have several together that I believe, historically, I have really liked their chemistry. But I do think anytime that I see her name, that is generally a more commercial song, right? I believe so. So let's go. Let's see what it stands for.
I seek you out, flay you alive. One more word and you won't survive.
I didn't leave a letter on my desk saying goodbye. People think I left even though I'm still here. Pressure made its way through my chest to my heart like a spark does. Fireworks on the new year, burning me alive. Life imitates art. There are flames on my arms tattooed right here. Bury me alive, disappear underground where they found me before I ever had this career.
I seek you out, flay you alive. One more word and you won't survive.
My first irritation is how the syllables aren't matching up from a writing. I don't like the flow of that. Like if you have to rush the writing to get the "you won't survive" to fit in with it, it's not written correctly. Like that rush at the end, at least like specifically from like a hip hop trend too. Like that's how we say like it's almost like forced. So you gotta match the syllables up a little better. I like the tone of it. I like the kind of like dreary kind of like dark room music, you know what I mean, type vibe. Like this definitely put me in like I'm in like a big beanbag chair, headphones on, dimly lit, maybe got like a black and mild going or something like that. I think it sets a really good ambience. The syllable matchups with the writing isn't really doing it for me.
And I'm not scared of your stolen power. I see right through you in the hour. I'm staring at a diamond knowing that they are forever. Even if my body isn't still around the well. Suits are only for the funerals and not the weddings. Only vows I made that other person couldn't share. No.
So it's more of like a two syllable ABAB lineup. All right, I think the hip hop conversation was a bad idea coming into the song, because now I'm like, it's less like, hey, let's listen to the music, critique it, put out. Like now I'm like, I feel like I'm in like scrutinized, like what, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm in like regular like hip hop mode. I think it's affected my enjoyability for this, if I'm keeping it a buck with y'all.
Are only for the
Hold on, give me this beat drop again.
I'm staring at a diamond knowing that they are forever. Even if my body isn't still around the well. Suits are only for the funerals and not the weddings. Only vows I made that other person couldn't share. Know that I'm a monster like the one under the bedding. Afraid of having kids, I'm scared I'll be just like my parents. These were my decisions.
Yeah, like the actual rhyme scheme of this is fucking terrible, actually.
Now this cross I gotta wear it. Self-inflicting these decisions, yeah, I can no longer bear it.
I won't soothe your pain.
Like you're already a parent. I don't know. I don't think this one's for me, y'all.
I won't ease your strain.
Look, I'm sick of sitting inside of this room cause every thought I got's negative. I'm sick of not being able to sleep and relying only on a sedative. I'm sick of hearing another voice telling me what to do in my head again. Psychiatrist said he's imaginary, but I know he's real if I said he is. Fighting.
Alright, I spoke too soon. Let me take a step back. There's a lot going on. I feel like I'm getting Kentucky shuffled right now. Alright, we looked left, he went right. Hold up. That's a Lucky Number 11 reference for those of you tapped in. Let's go. Alright. Let's just keep going. I'm gonna put my thoughts together then. Y'all not gonna get me to keep putting my foot in my mouth on the same damn jump.
I won't ease your strain.
And if I didn't say this before in the most what's the word, non-misogynistic way possible, yo, her voice is sexy as shit, dog. Like I get it's kind of like somber of like topics. She's talking about flaying people and shit like that, but like man, her voice just has this like a sex appeal to it. You know what I'm saying? Like she has a very, very attractive voice. I have no idea what she looks like, but if we were going off of her voice, I would say let's go.
Pain.
nobody inside of this room, cause every thought I got's negative. I'm sick of not being able to sleep and relying only on a sedative. I'm sick of hearing another voice telling me what to do in my head again. Psychiatrist said he's imaginary, but I know he's real if I said he is. I'm with myself, so I can't help that I'm competitive. This movie is my life, but I still remain uncredited. I don't care how big I get, I still remain unedited.
Okay, all right, let's unpack this real quick. Look, all right, I'm back in. You lost me. I'm back in. All right, psychiatrist said he's imaginary, but I know if he's real if I said he is. That's super hard. That was super hard. Like the whole lead up to that was fire. That was absolutely fire. I like when he taps into that you know what I'm saying, that psychiatric side of shit. I'm here for it. Fighting with myself so I can't help that I'm competitive. Doug, there's so many layers to that line. So many layers, especially if you know his story, dog. This is like, you know what I'm saying, like how many people are going to be able to relate to that, whether you're talking about from a fucking mental health aspect, whether you're talking about from a substance abuse aspect, whether you're talking about from a fucking, like, dog, literally just what an artist creative direction of career aspect. You know how many like really Hail Mary type shits he had to do, like how much just like absolute faith in himself. I'm pretty sure, not correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are way you know what I'm saying, more thorough with this shit than I am, but from what I've seen, I tend to remember him saying some shit like the label did not want him doing the pop punk shit and all of that, like the label was against all of that. And like, you know how like it takes a lot to bet on yourself that much to then go into a different genre when your label saying that they don't want, and then to do so well that they have no choice but to like lean into it. Fighting with myself so I can't help that I'm competitive. That's fire. This movie is my life, but I still remain uncredited. Like, come on, Doug. Come on, that's fire, Doug. Alright, I'm here. Like, come on, man. This is better. This is better. I'm in. Look, we like what we like. We don't like what we don't like. I like where this is going now.
So I can't help that I'm competitive. This movie is my life, but I still remain uncredited. I don't care how big I get, I still remain unedited. I built this from the ground up, y'all just living it. Long hair, don't care, I'm not trimming it. Vanity caught up in the...
Look, it's a dumb line, but it's actually like, I don't know if like culturally relevant is what I'm looking for. There's definitely there's definitely something there, right? That long hair, don't care, I'm not trimming it. It gets into that whole like showing his age almost. Like that was like a thing when we were kids. Like the parents were like, oh come on, like, oh you shouldn't have long hair. Kind of goes nowadays, I guess. You know what I'm saying too, with like men, people thinking men shouldn't have long hair and shit like that. I know he gets a lot of shit for like the pink hair. There's a lot of things that go into it, but the whole long hair, don't care thing. I think the inclusion of that in the topic that they're talking about and the way that they're delivering it, I don't know why. That stood out to me. I shouldn't have spent this much time talking about that, but I like that line.
I'm the ground up, y'all just living it. Long hair, don't care, I'm not trimming it. Vanity caught up in an image made by the internet. My insanity's imminent. All sharks I'm swimming with. What's hell, I've been in it. My happiness is bankrupt, but my credit card's unlimited. Yeah, find you just to remind you that when you're born an anomaly, nowadays it's probably gonna be harder to find you. Don't leave the past behind you. Don't forget all of the fans who ride. Go back and open up the catalog to my first songs and rewind you. Remember the things that drive you. Remember the feeling of being alone in a home as a kid every night with the trauma, but having nobody to cry to. Growing up and having...
Yo! This is what I'm talking about. I got a little, he got me a little emotional right there. Alright, hold up. Nah, we need this back. Fam, this shit picked up. So I might just straight up just not like the first half of the song, and then like I'm in. Second half of this, I'm in. Hold on, bring this back.
My life, but I still remain uncredited. I don't care how big I get, I still remain unedited. I built this from the ground up, y'all just living it. Long hair, don't care, I'm not trimming it. Vanity caught up in an image made by the internet.
Is that a play on words right there? Because I don't know. Like, is like when he's saying fuck vanity, you have the obvious, you have the first meaning, which is like fuck how you care about how I look. You know what I'm saying? But like, is he also coming at the magazine like we already taking blog shots But I don't know that Vanity said, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have to, I know Rolling Stone, I think, was the one that he was beefing with. But that's not to say that there was only one. I don't really know that Vanity is the type of magazine that would cover him. That might be like, you know how, like, fans be, like, crediting artists with, like, double meanings and shit like that they didn't even mean when they wrote it. I think I might be reaching there. I think that's a stretch for me. I don't know that Vanity is necessarily one of the ones that he's beefed with. If it is, though, that's a dope little, you know what I mean, to throw in there. But hold on. Oh, caught up with my image made by the internet. My insanity is imminent. Come on.
My insanity's imminent. All sharks I'm swimming with. What's hell, I've been in it. My happiness is bankrupt, but my credit card's unlimited. Yeah, find you just to remind you that when you're born an anomaly, nowadays it's probably gonna be harder to find you. Don't leave the past behind you. Don't forget all of the fans who ride. Go back and open up the catalog to my first songs and rewind you. Remember the things that drive you. Remember the feeling of being alone in a home as a kid every night with the struggle, but having nobody to cry to. Growing up and having trust issues. Now everyone I say bye to. Looking up at the sky, I found a destination to fly to.
Look, let's talk about it. Let's go. Look, I checked out halfway through that fucking song. Look, this just might not be for me. I start copping pleas halfway through. Like, it's not, yeah, man, they're not all gonna be hits. That was fire. That was a good comeback. I'm very curious now that I know the song. I'm very curious to see like how the beginning of the song makes me feel now, because, like, you know what I'm saying, like, knowing that, like, there's that many like segments that we go through, that many flow switches, that many, like, even conceptually it kind of changes the dynamic of the song and shit like that. I wonder if I'll enjoy the beginning more now that I like thinking like, man, I got 3 minutes of like this very, very simplistic, not really rhyming, more like just writing to get the image out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like the writing was poor in the beginning, and then like that midpoint forward, like, dog, I'm ready for 2023. I'm ready. Let's go. Let me know what y'all. Oh no, let's go to the scorecard. What am I talking about? Let's get small. Pull up the scorecard. Let's see how we really felt about it. I'm an MGK fan. Hey, we here. Target audience for this one. I'm gonna say yeah. Depending on which part of the song you listen to. Proper setting. I do think this is still darkroom music, but I think it's darkroom music, but I also kind of have an attitude while I'm in the room. Does that make sense? Like, it's not like sad darkroom music. It's like darkroom music, and I'm kind of like, I'm a little pissy. It's like a catty darkroom music. Bars and lyrics. I'm going straight up 20 out of 25. Argue with your mother. I think honestly, it's probably closer to an 18. But I really, really enjoyed a few of those lines that like hit me like, dog, I know what it's like to be left alone. Like, that was our generation getting raised by our damn selves with locked doors and shit. You know what I mean? There was a few of them in there that hit me. He caught a couple in there. I feel like 20 out of 25 is a fair assessment. The delivery and vocals, Naomi can do no wrong. I love all of her vocals. His cadences, again, I'm giving 2/3 I liked. So let's go 20 out of 25. Again, I feel like that's where we're at with this one. The beat selection. I think the beat selection was good. Nothing I would change about it. 15 out of 15. I like the beat selection. Sound quality, mixing. So I'm going to give it a 13 out of 15. There is a chance that because I am on a lyric video instead of the actual, yeah, I'm saying like hit shit on his thing, that the audio quality could be slightly degraded or something like that. If that's the case in your head, just give him the 2 extra points for that. If it's not, and it does kind of have that, it has like almost a grainy texture to it, and specifically like in the beginning when like I was like focusing on those aspects, it doesn't necessarily sound like AAA studio quality shit that we had gotten before. Could be on purpose, could be artistic direction. 13 out of 15. Effectiveness. Does this make you want to listen to more of an artist? It's gotten me, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It gets me excited for the hip hop that's coming. Like, at the end of the day, you gotta be true to yourself. I'm gonna be in the camp that's relieved and happy to see him coming back, you know what I'm saying, to do some rap again. But at the same time, when the album after that, he decides that he's, you know what I'm saying, like, he got inspired to go and make a country album, like, we're gonna tap in. We're gonna see what it's hitting for, and we like it or not. You know what I mean? Enjoyability. 5 5 out of 10. Literally 5 out of 10. I can't be any more fair than that. I did not like the first half of the song. I liked the second half of the song. Right in the middle, baby. 81. 81 out of 100. That's my score. And I agree with that. It feels 81-ish in my heart, if I'm being honest with you. 81 feels good. 81 out of 100, that's my score. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down below. Again, before you guys get out of here, I love y'all. I appreciate the fact, like, EST has been one of the very first fan bases that is, like, tapped in as we continue to grow this channel. We're over 30,000 at the end of the year now and shit like that. For those of you who've been here since the beginning of me hearing my first MGK song, not really being a fan or nothing like that, coming into becoming a fan live in front of y'all, going through all of the Kelly visions to get to this point, going through, like, dog, there's been so much. There's been so much. And some of y'all are, like, family almost. Like, we really, really be kicking it, whether it's here or on Twitter or on IG and everything like that, dog. Like, this has been a lot. I want to send y'all love just from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot to me, Doug. It really does. Every one of y'all. It means the world to me. And the fact that we're able to have these non-toxic conversations and the fact that we're able to grow and learn together. You guys have taken so much time to educate me on the history of the music, of the person and everything like that. Like, this is like, it's like a channel within a channel almost. Like you know what I'm saying? Like the EST sub community within the GSGang. Like, it's almost like a click within a click type shit. You know what I mean? So, like, I salute to y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for being here. I will catch y'all on the next one. Let's go.